Oh, hey guys! Today we're gonna do a hard drive replacement, or you can do an upgrade with this. You can also use this tutorial to actually to upgrade your RAM at the same time too. In this situation here, because I actually had a customer that was downloading a game hack. He ended up actually infecting his system to the point where it was unbootable. So I actually have to back up his data. So, but you can actually, like I said, you can still use this video to replace your hard drive, or or replace your RAM or other things. So the exact model for this here, if you, as you can see, this is the FX517Z from ASUS, but the full model number of this is the ASUS TUF dash F15, and then the FX517Z, and I'll put that in under the description for the video too. So this is what the laptop looks like here, and this is the front side. So the first thing you want to do is just to put the screen side facing down and close the whole laptop on your working table, just like I have here. So I just wanted to make notes so to let you guys know where the screws are. So for this model here, so if you look at it here, there's only one hidden screw. As you can see, all the other screws are very easily they're visible, and you can easily identify where they need to go. So there's four up here, two on the sides, one on the corner right here, and then there's four on the bottom. I know that this has actually been opened by somebody else because there was actually two missing screws right here. So this one here and this one here was actually missing. So you should have another two there if you've never had anyone open it. And the main key for this model here, just remember that when you are removing all of the screws on the outer, the outer sides of the bottom casing, remember there's also a screw right underneath this this red triangular, piece there, because I guess who previously actually had opened it up, they actually lost the two screws here, and also lost the screw that was actually that's supposed to be mounted down underneath the cell phone S company. I guess these are the the Vietnamese guys that actually was working on this, because this laptop was actually these guys were actually from Vietnam. They were international students that was actually coming here to Canada to do some studies. So just take note. You do have to remove a screw in here. So I'm not sure if you have a sticker over that, which a lot of companies do. They kind of hide a sticker. I know HP does it. Toshiba and a bunch of other companies do it too. So I can't see why Asus wouldn't be hiding this screw too. I mean, but if it's not, then you should know that there's actually a screw underneath this red triangular piece here. So once you remove that, this is a very simple, disassembly, and I'll easily step you guys through with this here. So the next step you want to do is just to open up your laptop about a good a 75 to 80 degrees up, so that you have this facing upward here. And the first thing that I did here was I kind of tackled on this corner here. You can go on the right side or the left; it doesn't really matter. I just like to go on the left, from left to right. So and if you take a look at it here, I literally just use my finger and then I just pulled it down, just without it, there was very little resistance, and I pulled it down, and as you can see, it just literally popped open up. I didn't even actually use a pry tool or anything to open this up. So this model is very user friendly and very easy to upgrade and disassemble. So the only thing you need is just a star screwdriver, and that's it. And if you look at it here, I literally ran my fingers across from left here to the right side, and as you can see here, it still opens up bloody easy. And once you get to the right hand corner here, what I did was I actually kind of held at this corner here with my left hand, and ran my right hand with like my thumbnail literally just down here, and it just opens up just that easy. And then once you've done the right side, do the left side the same way. So just remember that. And I just trying to show you another picture here. So this is how easy it opened up. I literally ran my thumbnail like up to around about 40% of the way down. It literally just opened up that easily. Probably not even. I think it was like one third of the way down. It just boom. It just literally just opened up. So which is awesome too. So remember, once you do this corner here, go back to the left hand side, go and running it down, and it'll open up just as easy. And then once you've done that, just close your laptop and then face it back down. And as you can see here, you can just simply just open it up. And with this model here, because just to let you know, there are many brands and models out there that actually have wires connected to the bottom panel. So don't always assume that you can always just remove the panel. Just always take a look underneath. But with this model here, just to let you know, it doesn't have any wires connected to the bottom casing, so you can just simply remove it without having to worry about tearing any apart any wires. So that's good. So and this is a different angle here just to show you that all you do is just open up the bottom panel, and once you've done that, this is what the laptop should look like. So the primary focus of what we want to do here, and is, and I'll point out some other areas too if you guys wanted to do some cleaning and stuff like that. Because if you look at it here, that the two CPU fans, this literally looks like a MacBook Pro because we do a lot of MacBooks too. But this is designed very similar to a MacBook Pro, the newer models like the 2018s and up, because that's what they look like. You know, so if you want to get some compressed air, I would blow this out because this looks pretty dirty, even though it's not even a 2-year old system. Because that's when I think the father said that he had got it for the son for about a year and a half ago, not even. So as you can see, I mean, it's pretty dusty already as it is. So these are the things you don't want to happen, is just actually allow dust to build up in these CPU fans, because when it starts to run hard, because there's too much weight and too much dirt in there, because it's not cooling off properly, you can end up having a failed video card or a failed CPU. Because this is what this job, the jobs for these two fans to do, is to help cool your CPU and your GPU with through these heatsink and stuff. So, and going back to what we're trying to do here, if you look at this section here in the middle, this is the heat shield for the your RAM and your SSD. So, and what you want to do next here, if you just take a quick look, just grab one of the corners and then just peel it off to the left side, and that's what I did here. And you can either remove the whole thing. I didn't, because what I did was I literally just bent it like this here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to make a note. Halfway down, when you're opening this here, once you reach this section here, there's going to be a little bit of resistance because there's actually a double-sided tape here that's actually holding the heat shield down. So what you want to do is, in this situation here, is just to push down with your left hand with one of your fingers, and then just use your right hand to peel off the remaining heat shield to the right side, and so that you don't end up tearing apart the sleeve, because the sleeve here is actually, is actually made for the M.2 SSD. So it's just to help reduce the overheating of it. And if you look at it here, I just put a screwdriver in here just to weigh it down. I never move it completely because I didn't need to. And if you look at it here, there's only one screw that's holding down the M.2 SSD, and all you got to do is just to put in your screwdriver. This is just a closer pick here. Just remove that screw there, like this pick here, and then once you remove the screw, what you're going to notice that once you remove it, it's going to pop up on about a 40-degree angle, or 35-40-degree angle. And what you want to do next is that, like I was saying with the heat shield there, because this is it's like literally a blanket that goes over the your M.2 SSD. So what you want to do is just to slowly just to slide it to the right. As you can see here, if you look at the picture here, this is when it's completely on, and this is when I'm actually got about at 60-70% off. So just slide it to the right, and it comes off easily. There's no resistance. There's no double-sided tape. It's literally just like pulling your sock off of your foot, and that's it. And it just comes out that easy. So once you have that off, and then you can just easily remove your M.2 SSD. And just in case, and this is really the end of the step. So if you guys are somewhat unsure of how it goes, and if you look carefully at this here, I'm going to show you the notches. This is the insert here. This is a slot for your M.2 SSD that's on the board. So if you look at it here, it only goes in one way, so you can't put it in any other way. You can't put it in wrong. So it just for some people that aren't sure, at least you're getting a close-up picture of what it looks like. So just remember, right? Just align your M.2 properly onto the slot and just push it back in so that you don't see the the copper piece, the copper sides here. And then once you cover that, put the screw back in and secure it. Don't over tighten, just tighten it enough so that once you start feeling resistance, that's where you stop. Put the heat shield sleeve back on, as you can see here, and you guys are good to go. I hope that this helps things out, and showing you guys how to do it, because I always try to do these still pictures, because at least you see like the full blown pictures. Because what you do is, when you're looking at a lot of videos where they're doing it, from beginning till end, they're not talking and show you how to do it, step by step. They're just doing it, and then there's a lot of things I can tell you, because sometimes when I'm actually looking for some help to do certain models, because everybody needs help sometimes, that they're always skipping major crucial steps. And I notice that, because when I go through it myself, I'm like, oh crap, see, he's literally skipped about 5 to 6 or 7 steps, or even more sometimes. and they're not there to show you exactly step by step on how to do like how I'm showing you guys here. This is exactly how this laptop will be taken apart, and this is how it should be taken apart. I mean, if you guys are a little bit paranoid, or if you're a little bit worried about causing damage to your hard drive by not disconnecting the battery, with many models out there, I can assure you don't really have to remove the battery. The only one thing that you might want to do that for is if you're not experienced enough on removing, replacing your screens. You can short out your screens by unplugging or plugging the new one back in. If you don't do it, like in one shot where it just comes in and then you seal it with the locking tabs. So that's important, yes, because I used to train students a long time ago on how to replace LCD screens, and many times they've actually damaged our brand new screens, and not just that, you can actually damage the board. So if anything, if you're wanting to remove your battery, the most important thing you want to remove that for is for an LCD screen removal. Because if you end up shorting the, causing a spark when you plug it into your 30 or 40 pin cable, you can literally destroy your board. So then you have, a done system, and you can't just fix that by just replacing the 30 or 40 pin socket on the motherboard, having somebody desolder it and soldering it back in. So remember that, right, guys? With the hard drive upgrades, RAM upgrades, you don't have to do that. And I'll go back to the RAM upgrades just to show you guys quickly how you can remove it if you want to do the RAM upgrade, since you already have it disassembled. I'll go back to the picture here. So if you look at it here, if you look at the memory modules, he's already got two here. Let's say if he's got two 8 gig modules, and he's got 16 gigs of RAM max, and then I'm pretty sure that these DIMM slots here, DIMM 1 and DIMM 2, can probably take up to 32 gigs per DIMM slot. So if you want to buy or upgrade your RAM, it's always best to buy them in pairs. So don't add one and add another, because the problem you're going to run into is that if you only had one stick of RAM, not like this guy here that has two. If you're adding two different brands of memory, sometimes the system won't post, or sometimes it will post, but you're going to get virtual memory manager errors or other VMM errors, which was it's not that the RAM is bad, it's because it's not compatible with the system completely. So when you're actually upgrading the RAM, it's always best to upgrade the RAM with a set of two brand new ones, because all laptops usually have two DIMM slots, not three or four. It's usually just two. So if I'm pretty sure if you check out the specs for this model, which I haven't, but I know since it's an ASUS, gaming system, I can almost assure you that they'll probably take an easy, 32 gigs of RAM per DIMM slot. So if you're gonna buy, if you're gonna upgrade your RAM, buy, two 32s. RAM is cheap now these days. So if you do want to remove it, all you have to do is, if you look at these locking tabs here, there's one on the left side or one on the right. Same thing as the one on the bottom here. All you got to do is just kind of just use your fingernail and pop this to the outside. Just pop it, just lift it up, and then just move it to the outside of the RAM. Like move it to the left, this move it to the right, and you're gonna see it's just gonna pop right up about 30 degrees. And then all you do is just simply remove them. And to put them in the same way, you don't even need to do anything, because the arms will stay slightly open. And once you put them in here, as you can see here, there's a little notch in the middle. Once you match that notch with your new stick of RAM and just push it in there, and as soon as you press the RAM down, the memory down, it will actually lock itself. So it's very easy to do an upgrade. So I hope that this really helps you guys out. Please like and subscribe, to this video, and if you have any comments or any questions, just put them in the comments below. And have a good day, guys. Cheers.